Josh, well, first off, how's Tech doing? I haven't turned on the game yet.
No bueno. We're down 3-0 right now. We lost. We got smacked yesterday. It's just really disappointing right now.
And just how has this been for you? This recovery process from the injury. I mean, I know you were really excited to be a part of your first big league camp. Just how's this been trying to work back from this and get back to playing games?
Honestly, it's been kind of just like releasing everything, kind of just not trying to have control over anything anymore. Obviously, you want to have control over your career, and you think you're in control, but you really aren't. There's a greater power in control, and that's been the biggest thing for me is being able to let go. To be honest, not try to control anything, not trying to control results, not trying to control how I feel that day. Like I'll do everything I can to feel good, but I mean, if I wake up and the foot wasn't feeling right, like I'm not just going to try to hide it. I'm going to be like, hey, what can we do to get right? But yeah, I went from an exciting camp and then had a little setback. But I think this is very valuable for me to be able to take a step back, kind of slow down, and not necessarily reinvent the wheel, but kind of the way I approach things, reinvent how I approach things, being more sound mentally, because I've always prided myself on my mental game. But there ain't really anything like coming back from an injury. That's just a grind itself. So I think in that aspect, mental imagery, meditation, all of that stuff, just got a really good process with that now.
So, I mean, how much have you been paying attention to the big league team and what they're going through, but also Frisco, where you're going and what that group of, I mean, they got some guys who are playing really well right now. So how much have you been paying attention to not only the big leagues, because I know that that's on your horizon, but also the team that you're joining here next week?
Well, I'll start off by saying, like, when it was that minor league spring training here, I got into this mental imagery component of my rehab, I'd say. And we struck out. And pretty much throughout the entire process, I had my helmet from big league camp at home. I had my batting gloves. I had my bat, had my gloves. So basically when the big league team was playing and I was able to watch, I was putting myself in situations, trying to just imagine what it would be like being in the field, hearing the crowd, seeing what pitch was thrown, seeing myself having success. But another big part of it that I learned is, like, you can't just see successes, you have to see failures too, because that's a big part of our game. So that was a big part, probably the first 4 or 5 weeks of my recovery, because I couldn't really do anything in a boot. So that was the big component. Minor league season started, I check the stat line every day. I go back and watch highlight videos, whatever I can find. I have the MILB app. So I've been watching all those guys, seeing how they were doing, seeing how, when they would struggle, how they would do the next day, how they respond, just kind of seeing that. I know Davis and I are pretty close. So anytime he had thoughts about something, we'd be texting back and forth. So just watching those guys, and I know, like, Steel Walker's been hitting homers the last few weeks. Apostle had 2 this week. Stowers had 3 or 4 this week going off. So it's going to be a great time to go out and join those guys, because it seems like they're hot and rolling. They have one of the best pitching staffs in minor league baseball as a whole right now. So it'll just be fun to play behind. So I keep tabs on everything.
All right. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
Kennedy.
Hey, Josh. It seems like you've done a lot of, I guess, mental rehab as well as physical rehab, I guess. Was that all you, or was there somebody else out in Arizona that's kind of helped you through that as well?
My guy's Brian Kane. He's my mental guy. So I actually did a Zoom call. I talked to some high school kids with him just about kind of the way I approach things. And then we've had a few talks one-on-one, and he was the one that was like, hey, you need to put yourself in situations and you need to do it. And so that pretty much sparked all of it. Just, I don't know, just kind of going through it, putting myself in situations, seeing myself make plays, having big hits. That way, when I get there, when I do start playing at an affiliate, whatever, I've been there before. I've had the successes, I've had the failures. So it's like, just go out there, surrender the result, be free, be water, and just have fun.
I guess obviously everybody was really upset that the minor league season was canceled last year. How excited are you to finally play a real life game, I guess?
I just can't wait to hear fans, to be honest. in between innings, hear the music, or like on foul balls, hear whatever foul ball call they have, just have fun and go out there and play with the guys that I've basically been training with for a year, whether at taxi, whether at instructs. I mean, we all know each other pretty well, so it'll just be fun to play with those guys and get after it. And then the crowd feeding that energy or feeling that energy, it will just be a lot of fun too.
Thanks, Josh.
You're welcome.
Okay, Jeff.
Hey, Josh, what, I mean, it's been 2 years, I guess, since you got drafted. Has the journey gone like you thought it would? Has professional baseball been like you thought it would?
Oh, not at all. I mean, go out to low A expected after getting drafted. COVID happening, not expected at all. Being at the taxi squad, not really expected, but grateful for it. An extended instructs last year playing into, I think, November. That was not expected. Oh, we just got punched out. Not expected. Big league camp this year getting injured, not expected. So I'd say the journey so far, pretty much nothing was expected. But I'm grateful for everything. Being in the spot where I am now, I'm grateful for all the setbacks, all the little things. And I know we all hate COVID. It's not great, but the lessons I've learned, the things I've taken away, the conversations I've had, just the self-talk I've had, just all of it was kind of needed, but you don't really know you need it until something doesn't go right. And so it's just been a revitalizing process.
Yeah, I guess you're the 8th overall pick. I don't know, pressure comes with that or anything like that. Maybe that's the control component you're talking about, but did you feel pressure? Do you still feel pressure?
Now, no. Then, yes, for sure. You can get wrapped up in it real quick. Oh, number one prospect, whatever. I got to go out and hit a homer every night. But truly, I don't control that at all. All I can control is trying to be as free and easy in the box as possible. And so my approach right now is literally to surrender the result and just be water. Just have fun, not putting pressure on myself. Just whatever happens, happens. Because at the end of the day, I'm probably going to have 10,000 at bats in my career. So this one at bat doesn't carry that much weight.
Okay, thank you.
Levi.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Fantastic. Josh, I was going to ask you, obviously you seem like the kind of guy that's going to be working on things even when you can't really be working on things. And I feel like you kind of already answered that with some of the mental stuff that you were working on, but have there been baseball things that you could work on while you were in a boot? Was there anything that you were like, all right, well, can't walk, but I can do, X, Y, and Z from a baseball standpoint?
Yeah, so I ended up renting a house out here throughout my rehab, and in the backyard it was turfed, and then they just had brick walls everywhere. So I reached out to the company Fanatics and got some quad strobes, which basically blink, and there's different settings, all kind of stuff you can do, blocking out parts of the eye. So just kind of training the eyes. That was a big thing. I have an Oculus, so I have the Win Reality system, so I could sit down, stand up, see pitches, just see arms, go through just mental imagery like that. Another app I use on my Oculus was called Reactive. Just vision. You're watching little targets fly around, and some of them just shoot balls at you that you have to block, and some of them shoot at you that you have to dodge and try to click. So just a ton of vision stuff. A ton of vision stuff, and yeah, I worked on my vision a ton. So we'll see how it translates now, but so far so good.
Right on. Thanks, man.
Okay, take a couple more. Go to Evan. Still muted.
Hey, Josh. I'm just curious, based on everything you've said and all the mental work that you've done, if you go back to March before the injury, in your mind's eye, when were you seeing that about this time you'd be pushing for a big league job?
Back before I did all of this, heck yeah, fight for it, right? Go after and get it. Now, I'm just gonna, wherever I am at that time, I'm gonna go out and just whatever happens, happens. Play baseball, play hard, get after it, because hopefully I'll get a shot someday, but I don't control that. So just go out, play every game like it's opening day, like it's the first game, have adrenaline, try to keep it light, make everybody laugh, smile, regardless of the result. Just surrender the result. That's my key phrase for the year. I had some wristbands made, just surrender the result.
So, you went to spring training thinking, I'm going to be in the big leagues. You didn't have a date or a month or a time kind of circled in your head, did you?
I mean, obviously the sooner the better, right? There's a lot of perks of being in the big leagues, but like I know I just know it's not in my control. So to put a date on it is kind of setting yourself up for failure as you inch towards that date, or you're not playing as well. You kind of start panicking a little bit. Everything gets tight, and I don't want to be that way. I just want to be free and easy. And if I play the best baseball I can, my time will come.
So what was the kind of light bulb moment during this whole thing that made you change your thought process? What specific instance really kind of put you over the edge on that?
Watching the big league games and having absolutely no control over the outcome, or watching my guys either succeed or fail and just being like, dang, I have no impact right now. I'm sitting here in a boot with my foot up on the couch, can't do anything. And then Cody Atkinson came down, and we hit when my hitting progression started. We started hitting, and it was almost like, I'm a guy that loves to hit. I just want to hit, and hit some more all day long. And it just got to the point where I don't need to try to force 3,000 swings a day. Just get in there, do my routine. And if I have some failure, that's okay, because you're going to fail 70% of the time in this game if you're a Hall of Famer. So why do I put so much pressure on myself to be perfect? And that's not saying I'm not striving to be perfect. You obviously want everything to go right, but you can't really control that. So I'm going to do everything I can to put myself in a position to be successful. And if I'm not, that's okay. I got another day coming. I got 4 or 5 more at-bats tomorrow. Hopefully in my career, like I said, 10,000, so I can get 3,000 knocks, whatever it is. So just don't put so much pressure on it. I actually watched the Bruce Lee, I don't know if it was on ESPN or what it was. And his phrase is be water. And that's one of the things I tell myself in the box, just be water, just flow, ride the wave. There's going to be some days the waves are going to be high, ride them. Some days they're going to crash, and you're going to feel like the world's crashing on you, but just ride it out, because it'll turn.
Hey, last thing, Brian, you said Brian King was your mental skills guy?
Yeah, Brian Kane.
Kane or King? I'm.
Oh, Kane, Cain.
And how long have you worked with him?
I started his program when I was 12.
So he's the flush toilet guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks, man.
Yep.
Okay, we'll take these last 4, please. So nobody else raise your hand. Let's go to Jared.
Hey, Josh, I'm curious from like a hitting standpoint, what are the things that you're working on? Not the mental side. It seems like you got a pretty good grasp on that, but from a physical fundamental side, whether it's the organization talking to you or whatever your own appraisal is of where you are, what are the things you're working on right now as a hitter?
Being consistent, knowing, everything the past year and a half since I was drafted was pull side air. I feel like I got a good grasp on that. So now it's about how can I put myself in a good position every pitch, which comes down to vision and timing. Just being able to simplify everything in the box, knowing my swing is going to play, knowing my swing works, and just being like, okay, on this pitch, I was a little late. Okay, I just got to go a touch earlier, or I got to pick my bat up off my shoulder a touch earlier. That's the only adjustment I'm working on right now, is just timing, because as I've been going through this process, my swing plays, and If I'm late, I rush, which manipulates my swing. If I'm early, I ride it out, which manipulates my swing. So it's all just timing to me. That's all I've been working on.
Awesome. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
Okay, last two here. We'll go to Dave Raymond.
Yeah, thanks. What was the name of that app in the Oculus? The second app, not the Win Reality, but the other one.
It's called Reactic.
Okay, and that was that a suggestion that somebody gave you, or just something that you picked up?
I saw it on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I found that one. Here, I can spell it for you.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
It is REAKT. I guess it's called React, but with a K.
And that's,
I've been saying it wrong the whole time.
but was it suggested to you as something that would help athletically?
I was just scrolling through the feed of that Instagram, and it just was kind of like, my brother's playing third base. It was just kind of like, oh, I like your shirt. It was kind of just like, wow, this is pretty interesting. I kind of want to give this a go. I think it was like $2 or $3 on the Oculus. So I was like, yeah, I ain't doing nothing right now anyway, so might as well see what this is about. And I started doing it, and it gives you a training. You can customize your training. You put in your sport, and it just gives you an overall broad little, I guess, diagram of your vision every day. And so my pregame routine right now is, which it'll probably change eventually, but scheduling wise, but I wake up, I've been playing Fortnite just to kill some time, watching the Clone Wars on Disney Plus. Got pretty emotional last night, honestly. Ahsoka is my favorite Star Wars character now. And then I just wake up I got a bone stimulator I got to do. So in that little time frame, either on Fortnite or watching TV, I do that in about 2-3 hours before I have to go in. I get the Oculus on, I play the Reactic, see how my vision is that day. And then I see about between 100 and 140 pitches on the Win Reality system. Just little different games, all different kind of stuff. And then get ready to go to the ballpark.
And I'm sorry, just the last thing on those. Have you found those to be materially beneficial?
100%, because like I've been talking about, the biggest thing right now is timing for me. And so in the Win Reality games, it's not necessarily I'm trying to be perfect with, oh, that was a fastball or a cutter or a slider or whatever. Every pitch they throw, I'm just working on, okay, this guy just said he's throwing 96. Okay, I need to get my bat up a little bit earlier. Just kind of stuff like that, just to try to feel it out. And yeah, timing wise for that, I think for me, the Reactic, it starts slow, so you can kind of see it. And as you go, it speeds up to be really quick. And so for me, that kind of just helps slow the ball down a little bit. And you fail on that so much, like it's just like, oh, fail. Okay, got to restart the brain and just try to be successful again. And so it's just kind of understanding that the slowing the game down, the failure aspect, it just kind of all plays to the game of baseball.
Okay, awesome, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, last one, we'll go to Jeff.
So how are you now compared to when the injury, like timing wise, preparedness wise? I mean, you didn't play for 6 weeks or 8 weeks. I mean, how are you as you head into your first affiliate assignment here?
I am ready to go. I've been playing for the last week and a few days. So I've played about 9 games in my progression, maybe. And everything went really well. And I know it's Arizona pitching. It's not, it's extended spring, lots of fastball heavy, whatever. But everything that I've been working on has kind of come out and shown, hey, it's working. So it's something I'm going to try to stick with as I go in this process, and just see how it plays out, honestly. And honestly, stick with it. Don't start getting to a point where I'm like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. No, just do your routine and just let it go. If it doesn't work that day, so what? Just get ready for the next day.
Right.
Just that kind of thing.
Has Davis joined you for his rehab, or is he still in Frisco?
I believe he's in Frisco. I haven't seen him out here yet.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna let Josh go. Appreciate Josh. Thank you. Go Red
Yep.
Raiders.
Ah.